Big following on my social media.
And you were going to help promote his candy.
Correct.
It was the start of a sweet relationship.
You took $1,000 and gave it to the defendant.
50-50 partnership on the company.
But they never tasted success.
You didn't fulfill the orders. They were coming after him.
He said that I took his money and ran.
You did take his money and run.
Before you call this a simple $1,000 fight, wait until you see how a candy deal, social media promotion, and a failed partnership completely fell apart in Judge Judy's courtroom. Welcome to the entertainment YouTube channel Reacts TV show TFF. Now let's watch how this courtroom case actually unfolds.
Brandon Stevens is suing his former business partner, 23-year-old Zachary Paul, for an unpaid loan to pay his rent.
Order. All rise. It's case number 369 on the calendar in the matter of Stevens versus Paul.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Stevens, it is your claim that you made a loan to Mr. Paul in the amount of $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
And the loan to him in the amount of $1,000 was for the purpose of creating more inventory for him.
Correct.
Product. And it was a particular kind of candy that he made. And the two of you got together because you have an Instagram account?
Correct. I have a big following on my social media.
Right. And you were going to help promote his candy.
Correct.
On your social media. What were you going to get out of it?
So initially, we were just regular customers and...
Customers of his candy?
Correct. She had brought me the candy to try out.
And you liked it?
And I did.
And what were you going to get for you from promoting his candy on your Instagram account?
Initially it was just a loan, miss.
No.
And then, okay, go ahead.
You weren't close friends.
No.
So, somebody got you together because you have a lot of people who trust you, rely on you, read your postings, whatever it is, whatever you connect with to the outer world. And you took $1,000 from your bank account and gave it to the defendant.
Correct.
And I want to know what you were supposed to get out of that, just as a favor.
50-50 partnership on the company.
So you were going to have, that's what I said. So you made an investment in the business, a 50-50 partnership, on what date?
We made that on September 6th of 2019.
After September 6th of 2019, you gave him money to form a partnership. Was there any document created for this partnership?
Yes, ma'am, there was.
I'd like to see it.
Okay, here it is.
Okay, so, Mr. Stevens.
Yes, ma'am.
This was not a loan. This was a business agreement. And it was a business agreement because he had a product. You invested in that product. And in order to get your 50-50 percentage of profits, you put in, because it was his candy.
Correct.
You put in $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
So far, we don't have a loan.
Okay.
We have a business agreement. Now you're going to tell me a theory on which you think that since it didn't work out, you get your $1,000 back. Because there's no provision for that in here.
Yes, ma'am.
Go.
So, initially we agreed on 50-50 split. He was actually in the hole due to a previous...
Doesn't matter. This is your contract.
Gotcha. So we were supposed to do a 50-50 split. I was supposed to get access to all the accounts, pretty much anything that I needed to see about the business, what's going on. No, we spoke about that. I have text messages.
What I'm telling you is I look at your text messages.
Yes, ma'am.
When you have a contract that's in writing, signed by both parties.
Okay.
Any modification, addition, chatter, puffing, anything that goes outside of this, Mr. Stevens,
okay,
courts don't consider.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Now, if you had an agreement with him, because things are done now in Instagram and email and that sort of stuff, mostly email, Instagram is pictures. I knew that. That could be considered a modification if he agreed that periodically, twice a year or quarterly, you could examine the books and the records of what he sold. Do you have that?
No, ma'am. He never gave me anything.
No, do you have that agreement?
No.
You said you had it in writing, in a text or email.
I just have the in text that he said he would work on giving me access to the thing. He had to work on unlinking his personal Instagram account.
That's nothing. That doesn't say anything.
That's where all the sales come from.
That doesn't say anything. In any event, when did you ask for your money back?
I asked for my money back October 1st.
Well, that was less than a month.
It was a lot of stuff happening just that month. A lot of bad stuff happened in that month. Once I gave him the money, I never heard from him ever until it was time for us to do a show. He reached out to me for another loan to pay his rent. And I said, okay, if you finally give me the access to the stuff like you agreed on, I'll give you another loan to pay your rent. He said, never mind. And I said, okay, from that point on, I knew, okay, something's up. I'm still promoting. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He does work 2 jobs. I said, okay, I'm a busy guy too. She starts to reach out to him. She starts to try to get him because she works a regular job.
Who is she?
This is my girlfriend. This is the reason I know him. He's a close family friend of hers. I don't personally know him. So
Not anymore.
well, yeah, not anymore. So after that, obviously orders are coming in as expected, and it was a mess. Everyone's texting me for their refund back. He's not getting back to them. I have screenshots of all of that. He's blocking people who's requesting their refunds, and now these people are coming after me. So I'm like, hey, Zach, we got to get this. This is why we are partner. I'm your partner. Let's do this. Let's get this together. It doesn't have to be all on you. This is my business too now. No, I just busy, da-da-da. And I'm like, hey, stop giving me the runaround.
It was a bad business deal, but it wasn't a loan. Mr. Stevens, you're absolutely right to be annoyed, irritated. Have you been selling candy? That's either a yes or a no.
No.
Why?
Unfortunately, since he maliciously slandered me on social media with the video he put up, all orders have completely ceased. I have lost thousands of dollars in projected profits.
Well, listen, you weren't making thousands of dollars because if you were making were making thousands of dollars, you wouldn't have needed a loan for rent.
I was actually. Well,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you were making thousands of dollars, you wouldn't have needed $1,000 from him to give him 50% of your company.
But the thing is, with him defaming me and the things he said, I received death threats. I have proof here from social media posts.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Because it's very easy to follow up for me. You took orders from people
Correct.
For candy after September.
Yes.
And you charged their credit cards or their PayPal or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Did you fulfill all those orders? That's either a yes, or a no. Well, would you show me
Yes, ma'am.
your proof that he did not fulfill the orders, which is what he's actually complaining about? May I see them, please?
Big stack. People complaining.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't fulfill all the orders. No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't. You didn't fill all the orders.
That's
and
per his social media accounts.
You didn't fulfill all the orders. So I'm making quick work out of your counterclaim, which I'm dismissing.
Okay, but when it comes
didn't.
down to that, though, the death threats I received, that was traumatizing. Unfortunately,
I'm
8
so
years
bad
ago,
you're traumatized.
Yeah,
Listen.
my sister was murdered 8 years ago.
Listen.
And so when I received death threats from social media because of a post that he put up, that was a lot for me to take in. It was.
Listen, sir, I'm not here. Go to see a therapist.
Okay.
Go to see a therapist. I'm not your therapist.
Yeah.
What it is, what you took $1,000 from him.
Mm-hmm.
You used his social media in order to encourage, because he had a following that would have enhanced your business. Then you didn't fulfill the orders. They were coming after him. And if he wanted to post something nasty about you, he had every right to do that. And if somebody thereafter, not him, but if somebody thereafter made a death threat against you for not fulfilling their orders.
No, it's because of what he said about me on his social media post. He said that I took his money and ran, and that I was a thief.
You did take his money and run.
I didn't. Yeah, what it was, and in our text messages, it was to fulfill pending orders.
Just a second.
Mm-hmm.
You did take his money and run. Did you return his money?
No.
Look at me. Did you return his money?
No,
The
he
answer
didn't. I
is
don't
no.
have any money.
Listen, you just told me that after September, You did, in fact, place orders, and you did, in fact, take money for those orders. And you sent him, if he was your 50-50 partner, zippity-doo-dah.
Yeah, because he told me to not send him anything. He told me any money that was coming in as his profits were to go right back into the business. He didn't ask for any
just
money.
a second. Listen to me. I would like you to show me in writing where he said to you, any profits that we make, I don't want to take my profits. I want it to go right back into the business.
It's right here. Text messages between us right here.
Absolutely prepared to read that. Did you write to him, in a nutshell, I was under the impression all orders fulfilled after our deal was a 50-50 split. That's September 6th.
Correct.
Which I don't even want any money no time soon, since I'm going to reinvest it back into the company anyway.
Correct.
You were going to, but first you have to get it.
Correct.
Right. So this is your problem, Mr. Stevens. You made a bad business deal with somebody who was either not a businessman or not honest. But that's not a loan. What you say in your complaint was you made a loan to him. You did not. You went into business with the wrong guy. Happens all the time. And when you go into business with the wrong guy, you lose your money.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Brandon Stevens says his former business partner, Zachary Paul, owes for a loan. Zachary's countersuing for lost wages, defamation, and death threats.
Go ahead.
He had agreed to pay me back my $1,000 that I initially invested for startup.
Show me.
Let's see where he said.
Show me. The only thing I have from you is a contract for 50-50.
And then 4 days later, he gave me 2 weeks to pay it back. 4 days later, he puts up this slanderous post. So it's like, where's my 2 weeks?
I didn't ask you anything. I didn't ask you anything.
Okay.
Nothing. I think you're a little bit of a con artist.
We spoke on the phone about it several times.
Okay,
but I don't have it in writing.
that doesn't work. It wasn't a loan, Mr. Stevens. It was a bad business deal. Your case is dismissed. We're done.
Parties are excused. They step out.
I think it's just an act of him not getting what he wants.
It was a $1,000 learning experience.
He loved the product. He put up multiple social media posts.
Once I gave him the money, he was hard to contact.
Time to be a sole proprietorship.
I wish him the best, that's all.
This case is a great example of how somebody can feel completely cheated and still lose in court. The plaintiff, Brandon, clearly believed he was wronged. He put in $1,000. Dola helped promote the candy business with his social media, and then ended up dealing with angry customers when orders were not fulfilled. From a viewer's perspective, he comes off as frustrated but understandable. He made a deal believing he was helping build something real. The defendant, Zachary, may have won the legal argument, but he did not come across well. He seemed disorganized, evasive, and unable to clearly explain why customers paid for candy and never got what they ordered. That made him look unreliable, even if the law technically landed on his side. Judge Judy, as usual, focused on the part that really mattered, the paperwork. She saw this was not a loan. It was a business investment tied to a 50-50 partnership, and once that was established, the plaintiff's case had a serious problem. A bad business deal is not automatically the same thing as an unpaid loan. Personally, I think Judge Judy was legally right, even if the result feels harsh. Brandon probably did get burned, but he sued under the wrong theory. Zachary may have escaped legal liability here, but he still looked like the less trustworthy person in the courtroom. What do you think? Did Judge Judy make the right call, or should Brandon have gotten that $1,000 back after everything that happened?
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bowling versus Curry. Step forward.
Shay Bowling is suing her former friend, Kwame Curry, for money she loaned him when he was down on his luck.
Miss Bowling, you met the defendant, and I want you and I to be honest with each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Good. That way we're all going to be happy. You were introduced to him sort of through a business. You have what kind of business?
I do hair.
And he does logos and stuff. How did you meet him?
I met him through my witness. I needed a shirt logo, a logo put on my shirt, so she referred him.
And you met him, and you liked him.
I liked him as a business person at that time.
Did there ever come a time, be honest with me, when I said, let's be honest with me, did you ever like him as more than just a business person? Liked him?
I did.
Okay. I figured. Did you ever date?
No,
But you liked him.
I did.
And you would chat on the phone, and somehow he told you he was in financial trouble.
Correct.
Did he tell you that on the phone or in person?
He told me it over the phone.
Do you remember the date?
July 25th.
Now, when he called you and told you on July 25th that he was in money trouble, could you relate that conversation to me?
Yes, on July 25th, I actually called him, just normal conversation to check and see how things were going, and he didn't sound as he did when I normally talk to him. So I was like, hey, what's going on? And he told me, he was just like, oh, nothing. I'm like, stop being a one-man show. Let me know what's going on. So he was just like, he had came into some financial troubles. And I'm like, okay, I understand. I'm like, well, is there anything I can do? If I need to come over, do your daughter's hair, because I did his daughter's hair multiple times, come cook, come clean, help you with your business, or if I can lend you a few dollars, let me know. So out of everything I listed, he chose the financial aspect of things.
So he said, I'll take the cash.
Yes. So I said, okay. He says, how much can you lend? And I was like, how much do you need? So he said 1,000. I'm like, okay. He's like, what about 1,500? It got to the point where it was at 2,500. I'm like, oh, we're going to cap it at 2,000. And then I was like, okay. So then I left and went to the house to meet him. And then from there, we left and went to the bank. I withdrew the $2,000, handed it to him in the bank, and he opened up an account there.
And when was he supposed to pay you back this money?
When he got a settlement for an accident he had been in.
Had you known about the accident?
I heard about it when around the first time we met, but I didn't know any full details.
What did you know about the accident?
I just know he had been in an accident, and I heard.
Car accident?
Yes, ma'am.
And he was suing?
Yeah, he had sued, and he was waiting for a settlement, and that happened in 2018.
So he told you he was going to pay you back as soon as he got his check?
Yes.
What's the name of the insurance company that you settled with?
I think it was
Allstate.
Yeah.
And the accident took place in what year?
August 6, 2018, I was rear-ended by the police.
Allstate was the insurance company
Hmm?
that paid you.
Hmm?
Isn't that an answer?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did they pay you?
Well, actually, they paid the stuff for my kids.
I want to know how much you got from Allstate.
For my kids.
No. I want to know how much you got.
I'm explaining that to you because they paid for my kids. The money that was coming to me was taken.
I want to know how much you got from Allstate.
$2,300.
And it was taken for back child support?
Yes.
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 How do I know that? Did you think I have a crystal ball here that I know? You didn't tell anybody that it was taken for back child support.
Yes.
How do I know that? How do I know that? Do you know how I know that? Because I know this case.
Okay.
I've done it 1,000 times.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Shay Bowling says her former friend, Kwame Curry, borrowed money from her during a time of need and has never paid it back.
Now, when you told her you would pay her back from the settlement, did you add to that, I'll pay you back with the settlement, except if they take it from my back child support, which I don't pay?
Let's get this correct. I never told her anything because this was not presented to me as a loan. That's number one. Number two, I don't have any back child support owed to any women. The only reason why I have back child support is because the mother couldn't take care of her stuff and she was getting aid. In the county that it was originally started in Sacramento, they said that they would have thrown this stuff out because I had custody of my kids. When it went to Merced County is a whole different matter, and they said they didn't care.
To do
It does.
with her.
It does, because it wasn't presented to me as a loan at all.
Mr. Curry, let me explain something to you. You've known her a long time.
Yes.
Your defense is, let me tell you what the defense is. Your defense is that you paid her back because you made 1,000 business cards for her.
No, that stuff didn't even come up like that. I offered to do that stuff for her, period. I offered to do that and her logo and all of that stuff for her because of the simple fact that she did this. I told her that anything that she needed that I can provide for my business, I would do because she helped me out as a friend. I never asked her about no amount. I never put no amount out there. I posted on social media something that I was going through. She contacted me. And I never talked to her on the phone about any of that. She said, I'm coming over to your house right now.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
You see, you can shout and use your girth all you like.
No, it's not about that. That's how I talk. I'm sorry.
But with me, you see, she didn't make up the part about getting a settlement check.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She didn't make up the part where she said, when I get the settlement check and I should be getting it, and you gave her the date when you should be getting the settlement check, and you probably were surprised that the government, as dumb as they are, that can't conduct a caucus in Iowa, but they could figure out that Allstate was paying you money and you owed one county someplace and another county in another place, and they were going to take your $2,300 because one of your children.
Take that.
Well, you said they took your $2,300.
I told you I told you that is what they paid me. The settlement that was coming to me was a little bit over $20,000. That's number one. Number two, the money that they gave me was before she even gave me the $2,000. The first money that came from Allstate was before she even gave me the money.
So you mean, did you get $20,000?
I didn't get anything back.
Okay, fine. You owe $2,000, Mr. Curry. We're done here. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was not responding to her advances towards me.
He couldn't even get his story straight.
I never even told her amount. She pulled that amount out, took me to the bank and gave it to me and went from there.
He knew that I'm a single mom. It was a loan. He was supposed to pay it back.
The thing that mess up friendships is sex and money. And hey, you see where we're at right now.
It's the way it goes.